few years back, especially early in my term as Prime Minister, ADB came into my office and they had an envelope for investment. And I said, you have traditionally been investing in our infrastructure sector space. I ask you to move into the education sector. And more so, I pointed to the TVET educational sector, especially in my strong belief that it is really in this sector that has the greatest potential to unbundle and unsettle the greatest potential of our country in as far as skilled Papua New Guineans to participate in a growing economy. And so I am happy that we have reached an important milestone where we now witnessing the launch of this program, especially in the transformation of the TVET sector in PNG. And my request to ADB and of course to Australia, government and all our different partners is that if we want to empower Papua New Guinea the greatest, it is really in the educational sector, and more so, not just educational certification and qualification, but with the right skill. And I am happy that today we're witnessing the launch of the transformation in the TVET sector in Papua New Guinea. Previously, I was Education Minister. It is a sector that is closest to my heart. And so I just want to thank ADB. I've taken a long time to express my appreciation to ADB for making a turn in this sector of investment, in my view, that will give complement to the ports, to the airports, to the roads that we're trying to construct. For what use is the investment in road if we do not have people to work in the construction sector? And so thank you once again. Let me step back and say thank you to ADB. Thank you very much. All our development partners, I know many ambassadors and high commissioners are here. I want to appreciate all of you in your own space, have been part of our journey as a nation. I want to, in a special way, also acknowledge all the principals or directors of our technical colleges in Papua New Guinea. Thank you for being here in your governing councils, those who've been selected to come and participate in this forum that is going on, themed Transforming TVET in PNG. For those who've been around since 2008 and 9 and 10 and 11, when I was Education Minister, you know my passion in this space, especially the TVET sector. And so I just want to say thank you for all of you who have come by, industry representatives, and I want to pay a special mention to Secretary Father Zuma. You have been a strong anchor in the spirit of regrowth in the education sector. And I want to thank you for putting together this forum. Thank you very much. All keynote speakers will be speaking, all our delegations, our guests, ladies and gentlemen. Needless to repeat, tonight it points to both the partnership with TVET and ADB in an investment of a $60 million both loan and grant combination, as well as PNG government's counterpart funding, a program that will cover 260 million kina of investment in the 4 or 5 key areas to get the technical vocational school sector up and running. Studies indicate to a world that is deficient of properly skilled blue-collar workforce. It is not those of us who belong to the white-collar space that anchors a successful economy. An economy that is successful is really anchored by the blue-collar workforce. I ask you this question: in the middle of the night, if your sewer is not working, is lawyer important in your life or doctor important in your life? They will be far from your mind and looking for a technical workforce to come and attend to a sewer that is not working or a power that has gone off. Our country is a growing country. Our economy is expanding. The last 5 years, despite the hardship of COVID-19, we have posted, and by the end of this year, we will have posted over 40 billion kina of GDP growth. But in the midst of this growth, I am seeing a major deficiency that we carry. We lack properly skilled workforce to fill in the gap to sustain the growth that is required. It is no secret when I took office, we envisaged to grow economy at the very earliest to a 200 billion kina economy. And to grow economy to a 200 billion kina economy, I need Papua New Guineans who can participate in growing that economy. A greater amount of Papua New Guineans who are coming out of the school system right now are coming with no skills. Even if they're educated, they don't have skills to sustain themselves, or secondly, they don't have the right ethics. So there's a greater education reform taking place as we speak. Some of you would have read the headlines that came out today, if not yesterday. We're now embarking on a major, substantial focus to eliminate dropouts at grade 8 and dropouts at grade 10. That means over 120,000 Papua New Guinean children who are inputted into early childhood learning will have progressed right through grade 12 within the next 12 years. So next year onwards, we're working to phase out grade 8 athletics. We're working in the next 2 or 3 years to phase out grade 10 athletics. What does that point to all of us? It points to the urgency of creating more spaces post grade 10 as we eliminate grade 10 dropouts post grade 12. We want Papua New Guineans after grade 12 to have education, skills and ethics. As they come out of grade 12, they have choices to either streamline based on their acumen, based on their own natural propensity, to either go to TVET college that is open, or college, or universities in country or externally. That is our target, and we're working towards this target. It is a very expensive target, but it is an expense that is worth spending on, simply because to equip, skilled, educated, and infuse the right ethics to a younger population is self-destruction of our democracy and our country. So it is a pursuit that we want to attain at all costs. And I want to appreciate this combination of partnership. Two of our biggest partners. Australian government by far remains the biggest bilateral partner we have in our country since 1975. Thank you, Australian government. Thank you very much. ADB remains our biggest learning partner. And I say with greatest respect to others who are in the room or in our country. ADB remains our biggest investment partner in as far as borrowing consistently and investing in relevant sectors of our economy and relevant sector of our country that will see transformation where it matters most. And whilst you have been investing in hardcore infrastructure, Zaid, my friend, I wish if I have time I can go myself to Manila, to your head office, and to report and to appreciate the fact that you're now shifting to investing in the higher education sector program, in the education sector, because therein lies the security of my country and my people. Therein lies the security of my country and my people. I belong the last 49 years, Dr. Bobby, Dr. Clement Weiner, for instance, one of Papua New Guinea's brightest that we produced was got 16 or so patent, and US patents. He's a scientist himself. And my generation of Papua New Guineans, those who are white collar, and those even who are working today, belong to only less than 10%, if not 5%, if not 1% of Papua New Guinea through the natural process of selection after examinations that have funneled on to find ourselves some qualifications up at the top. The rest have been thrown our way to the byways and sideways of this society, and no one has paid attention to them. The result of that is congestion in Port Moresby, the hustle in Lae, the bustles that are taking place in the Upper Highlands because they've been left behind. With no skills, minimal education, half education, what we call education at grade 12, what we call education post-university. And this is an area where my government is focused on making substantial intervention so that they not only come out with a certificate, but that certificate has attachment to skills and ethics so they could be productive citizens in our country. We don't define employment by occupying a job designation from 5 o'clock, rather 7 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or for public servants from 8 o'clock in the morning to 4 or 6. That is not Papua New Guinea's definition of employment. My definition of employment, or Papua New Guinea's definition of employment, is engaged in productive pursuit of life. And the greatest potential untapped in our country remains in the SME sector. Fisheries, forestry, tourism, biotourism, ecotourism, biomedics. And of course, as the economy is growing, qualified tradesmen and tradeswomen to work in a growth economy. First and foremost, to anchor our own nation's growth, and second, also to supply qualified, competent Papua New Guineans who are hardworking by characteristics to economies that may need blue-collar workforce. I speak to my friends in Australia. This is not an investment that is wasted. When I look into Australia, I see you have a $1.6 trillion economy. That economy needs to be sustained by a blue-collar workforce that is willing to put hard time into labor that sometimes the citizen may not want to get their hand dirty in. And we are a country with youthfulness, we properly skill them if you need workforce in Australia. And not just fruit picking, but I am aiming higher than fruit picking. I'm aiming at the plumbers, the mechanics, the carpenters, the welders, the skilled workforce that can work your economy and work my economy, work New Zealand economy and work my economy. We speak English and live taught us. We are cultured in Christianity that was brought into it from the Western societies. And so we are culturally, our confluence in terms of education and culture is much easier for synergy than what you would find elsewhere as you try to import labors from elsewhere. You Papua New Guineans who can easily assimilate into the Australian workplace. And as we prepare Papua New Guineans to work our own economy and our own country, I look forward to also equally send off qualified, skilled Papua New Guineans to work in Australia and New Zealand in the first instance. And so it is in this instance that I am happy to be here. I do apologize that it is a small get-together, but I want all of you who believe in TVET sector who are here tonight. I think all of you who are relevant are here tonight, and we don't need a big crowd. Is that okay? All of you who are relevant are here tonight. Especially those of you who hold our 10 technical schools, colleges. Let me see the head of those who are from Moro. My friends from Moro, thank you. Passing west in Blackout. I think 11 years ago, 12 years ago, I passed through that place and I declared that to be a technical college. It was still a vocational school as yet. I want to ask all of you who are out there, first and foremost, Higher Education Minister and Secretary Father, 10 TVET colleges we have already. Our government aimed to create 20,000 new spaces at the earliest for the technical college sector. We don't need to build new campuses right away. Refurbish, revamp, and grow the 10 campuses. If these 10 campuses have a campus capacity of 2,000 students, there you go, the 10,000 is easily found. Is that okay? This is mathematics. 10 colleges right now, POMTech, LATEC, POMTech, Hagentech, as well as Kokopo, Polytechnical College designation. A bridge gap between, when I was Education Minister, I did introduce this concept. Their certification in technical college, and especially as they elevate to a Polytech diploma, is just a bridge away from a degree in the University of Technology.